Hello everyone, my name is Mohammad Abdullah Chima and today I will show you my component called recipes of my group project of the year 2. So let me first of all introduce you with my front end. So in my front end, this is the whole front end of the whole group. So in this front end, these are the components basically. So this component, let me start from here. Recipe component is my component. In this recipe component, we are creating a recipe through a forum, so through which we first verify the email. After putting the information in the fields, we send a submit request for the submit. We press the submit button and it sends a validation request on this endpoint user API which I implemented in the backend. So if the email is present, it's already present in the user table of the database, then it will allow you to create the recipe. If it's not present there, then you cannot create a recipe. You will get to see a message called to add a recipe, please sign up first, because you are not a registered user of the website of our application. So if you get successful, it will send a post request to the another API, because I have got two API in my backend application. Then it will send another API request to this API called recipes, and the recipe will be posted and its data will be appear in the database. So this is the create recipe component. This is my dashboard component. It just shows me the dashboard, renders the dashboard, and will become another component. I got recipe card. This is my recipe card component. It is responsible for because I've got some recipe cards type of interface in my front end, so it is responsible for showing the recipe card and the information over them. These are the containers in which the different recipe cards are they appear. So different containers for different I've made different containers for different recipe cards, different type of recipe cards, you can say. So these are the three containers for different types of card, and these are the recipe details. This is another container. When you click on a recipe card, this component is responsible for showing the information of that recipe. Just to display. It doesn't retrieve. It does retrieve. Sorry, by sending a post to this API, and it is responsible for showing you the information. It sends a GET request to this API to show you the information of that recipe which is clicked by tracking through its ID. So, and this is my main parent component, in which I have defined some functions which are in first of all, when you load the website, this one is to fetch all the recipes, and then we got a function here to what do you call filter the recipes for three different type of containers. Then we got another function, where is it, this delete function. Yeah, it sends a delete request to the recipes API to ensure that the password is correct. So let me now introduce you with my front end. So this is my front end application. Actually, this is the main front end of our group's project website, whole React app. So when you click on this button and this feature called recipes, this is my feature. I click on recipes. Let us open the browser dev tools. So first of all, let me show you the GET request. When you click on any of the recipe card, these containers are scrollable. When you click on any of the recipe card, I clicked on it, and the information will show here because a GET request has been sent. Look, this GET request, let me send it again. GET request has been sent through the ID number and data is retrieved from the backend database and appear here. Let me show you. For example, recipe 2, the ingredients are ingredient 1 and ingredient 2. Let me show you in the database. We come to the recipes table. For recipe 2, the ingredient is ingredient 1 and ingredient 2, as you can see. Back to our front end. So now, as you have seen the get request, let me show you the post request. If we come down here, I got a create recipe forum at the bottom of my page. So you have to first write the name of the recipe. Name of the recipe is biryani. Description is spicy. You could write anything in the description. Ingredients: salt, pepper, salt, pepper, and only okay. Another functionality that only a registered user can post recipes. Not everyone, a random person come and post recipe. It's not possible. Like, you have to be a registered user of our web application to post a recipe. For example, if I put my email, I'm not a registered user, so if I put my email and try to register myself and post a recipe, it will not happen. Let me click the submit button. Look, the error appear. A get request was sent to verify that if I am a registered user. Actually, in the get request, it goes to the user table and sees if an email which I entered is present in the user table. As it didn't find any email such as that, so it didn't. So the request, the post request is not completed because it was verifying my email first through a get request. Let me show you. Yeah, that's why if I show you, I think I can. The email I entered is not present here. That's why the get request failed. Now, if I enter an email which is present in the user table, such as john.doe, this email is present as I show you. So now let me submit the recipe. Look, now the submit post request is complete, because first of all it sends a get request to verify if the user is present, because as I show you that user was present in the database table of the user. So now it sends a post request to the recipes table to post the first it confirms the presence of user from the user table, then it sends the post request to the post user table. And let me again show you, after sending the post request, it once again send a get request to collect all the remaining recipes to update actually this custom made recipes folder. So let me delete the function, show you the delete functionality. This is so that you can see the email here. So when I click delete, are you sure you want to delete the recipe? So this recipe card is created by okay, let me enter some random password. It will fail. Incorrect password, please try again. Password, because this is the ID number of the recipe, so it sees that if it compares the password with the email associated with the recipe, then when it gets the email from the recipe table of the recipe, then it compares the email, then it finds that email in the user table, and when it finds that email in the user table, it compares the password entered in the by the user now and the password associated with that email. Like for this recipe card, to delete this recipe card, we need to add the password for john.berry at I don't know example.com. But I entered the incorrect password, so the request failed. Now if I try again, delete. Now for john.berry, it was something called john.berry, this email. So password is 456. Let us see this password. Copy field, paste. Now it will be accomplished. Okay, look, first of all it sends an option request because of the course config to see if that we can send request or not. Then it sends a delete request and the recipe is now deleted. It's no longer present. These are all the other recipe created by the same user, but the recipe is not present. It is deleted. So this is all the functionality of my component. Thank you.